Hello, hello, hello. I got a couple in here. There's so many things going on. Hi, Brooke Scarlett. Hello. Um, I'm going to be doing some live streams here that are going on, and but I'm going to start out with one that isn't a live stream, but I just kind of ran across it, and it's pretty good, and it's a theory, and so I'm going to run this because it. I don't know. I just I ran across it. Okay, which one is it? Yeah, this one. All right, here we go. Let's check this out.
And their families. They deserve to still have voices, and the families deserve justice. Okay. What if Bethany and the exculpatory evidence is because Bethany knows everything? So, if Bethany knows everything, she's holding quite a bit of power in her hands, isn't she? So, I'm truly wondering what's going to go down in court in about 10, 15 minutes. So, for now, I'm going to let you check out the rest of this True Crime Theory Time video. And while I know have similar thoughts and many of the same similar questions. So do me a favor, please hit the like, subscribe, notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And I can't wait to read your thoughts, get some feedback, and I hope to get a couple more videos out before the weekend's over. I hope y'all stay safe this weekend. Enjoy, and until then, I will catch you on the next one.
Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do. But how are we to change? Looking at happier people.
This is kind of a different channel. I guess I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but I thought I'd run it because it's pretty good.
But how are we to change? Looking at happier people, unless we ain't equal. But the money ain't to blame.
Martin's in my left hand, listening to Def Jam. Songs from a past era, good as it can get, man. Really, I'm blessed, man, feeling I could fly. All these years on, still my brother by my side. And we brothers till I die, and forever after. And as long as I'm alive, there's forever laughter. There's some dollars in my pocket, then we eating good. Hungry Jack's, McDonald's, doesn't matter, but we're leaving full. Yeah, see, I'm looking at these clothes, wanna grab the lot. And if we go into the bar, let me grab some shots. Mr. Morning Taxi, so you know I cab a lot. Spending all this money's too easy, man, I have to stop. Nothing better than an evening with friends. A quiet night with family, I'm breathing it in. I love the things cash buys, I don't need to pretend. But I'm saying that
That's
this
true.
money's just a means to an end. What's up?
Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do. But how are we to change? Looking at happier people, unless we ain't equal. But the money ain't to blame. Money
Now remember, this is just a theory, but it's a pretty good one.
Looking at happier people, unless we ain't equal. But the money ain't to blame.
Lying on an island, man, we carve it up. Volcanoes mouth spitting that lava up. K's dropping wisdom, so I gotta listen. The more we talking, it makes me wonder just what I'm missing. Dream of it.
I agree with that 100%.
Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do. But how are we to change?
And I forgot about this. Did you guys know about this?
But the money ain't to blame. Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do. But how are we to change?
Hi, Nelly.
Happier people, unless we ain't equal. But the money ain't to blame.
Martin's in my left hand, listening to Def Jam. Songs from a past era, good as it can get, man. Really, I'm blessed, man, feeling I could fly. All these years on, still my brother.
Hi, Cynthia.
And we brothers till I die, and forever after. And as long as I'm alive, there's forever laughter. There's some dollars in my pocket, then we eating good. Hungry Jack's, McDonald's, doesn't matter, but we're leaving full. Yeah, see, I'm looking at these clothes, wanna grab the lot. And if we go into the bar, let me grab some shots. Mr. Morning Taxi, so you know I cab a lot. Spending all this money's too easy, man. I have to stop.
That could be
Nothing
too.
better than an evening with friends.
Said
A
that.
quiet night with family, I'm breathing it in.
Now, yeah,
Everything
that could
cash
be too.
buys, I don't need to pretend, but I'm saying that this money's just a means to an end. What's up?
Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do. But how are we to change?
Right?
Looking at happier people, unless we ain't equal. But the money ain't to blame.
Waving back.
Money
Hi,
ain't the
Nelly.
root of all evil, it's the evil that we do. But how are we to change? Looking at happier people, unless we ain't equal.
You got a great channel, girl.
Lying on an island, man, we carve it up. Volcanoes, mouth spitting that lava up. Haze dropping wisdom, so I gotta listen. The more we talking, it makes me wonder just what I'm missing. Dream a bit.
Physical evidence?
Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do.
Yeah, this is
But
kind
how
of
are
a.
we to
This is
change?
kind of good. And I
Looking
just
at happy
kind of ran across
people,
it.
unless we ain't equal. But the money ain't to blame. Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do.
Right.
But how
Exactly.
are we to change? Looking at happier people, unless we ain't equal. But
And
the
yeah, I'm
money
not
ain't to
ruling out
blame.
anybody, Brooke.
Martin's in my left hand, listening to Def Jam, songs from a past era, good as it can get.
Yeah.
Really, I'm
Me
blessed,
too.
man.
I
Feeling I could fly.
thought he was.
Years on, still
I
my
thought he
brother
was
by my
smarter
side,
than.
and we
I thought he
pray
was
till I
smarter than that. To tell you the truth.
And as long as alive, there's forever laughter. There's some dollars in my pocket, then we eating good. Hungry Jack's, McDonald's, doesn't matter, but we're leaving full. Yeah. See, I'm looking at these clothes, wanna grab the lot. And if we going to the bar, let me grab some shots. Mr. Morning Taxi, so you know I cab a lot. Spending all this money's too easy, man. I have to stop. Nothing better than an evening with friends. A quiet night with family. I'm breathing
We all
all
think
the things
that.
cash buys, I don't need to pretend, but I'm saying that this money's just a means to an end. What's up?
Money ain't the root of all evil, it's the evil that we do. But how are we to change? Looking at happier people, unless we ain't equal.
And
The money ain't to blame. Money
who
ain't the
else
root
is
of
in
all
here right
evil,
now?
it's
Is
the
it just
evil that we do.
Nelly and Brooke?
But how are we
Yeah,
to
Brooke.
change?
Oh yeah, and whoever else is in here. Nelly's got a really good channel too, Beyond the Pale. You guys got to check out. You can go ahead and leave a link if you want, Nelly. I love your channel. Yeah, I thought that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good channel. I just ran across it. And that is Tell It to Ellie is the name of that channel. Tell It to Ellie. Okay, let's get to a live stream here. And I went home. Computer acting slow. I don't want mine. Oh, I'm on. Oh, man. Okay, did I? Let's see if I got that paid in there.
And there's a lot to go through between now and trial, but we're still, of course, waiting when exactly we are going to have that trial begin, if it is in fact going to be in October or beyond that date.
Okay, what happened? There we go.
Folks here in the Stream Center, we are taking a break for on that. It not being that much longer than at the very most.
No, no problem at all.
And again, this is an opportunity for us for additional stream programming to be going on at the same time on WFLA.com. So I'm going to be.
Can you guys hear
the
okay?
microphone? The live stream
right?
will stay up, but with muted microphones, and we'll of
court
course
TV. Right.
If the court feed, if the court hearing itself ends all of a sudden, and we get that feed come in, doesn't matter what other stream, I will make sure that it's transmitted and redistributed.
Peter
to
Tragos was on
here
this
on stream
not too long ago.
I'm taking
here.
a break off the microphone just to allow for other stream programming to fill the gap, so to speak, as we await.
I think there's a 10-minute
conclusion of the hearing in Idaho. But if you have found this live stream and you are looking for the court feed itself as it is being transmitted from Idaho to news stations and media organizations across the country, around the world, as that feed is being sent out, that is the exact feed that we're going to be tapping into. So you will be seeing it at the same time as everybody else. It's the same primary feed that we get here in our newsroom and other newsrooms across the country. So that will be taking place sometime this afternoon. We'll, of course, have that here for you live on WFLA Now. I'm taking a break, and I'll see you in a little bit here after our next stream concludes. Thanks so much for being here with us on WFLA Now.
Next stream, what does he got going on? This is usually a pretty good one, don't you think? You guys got that? Oh, it's raining over there now. It's nice here. It's just beautiful. It's been beautiful the last few days. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting thing, and it sounds like they're going after the DNA. They're going after that DNA. The two in the house and one not in the house. They're going after that, and I think that's really key. And they don't have it. They're saying they don't have it, and I can't believe they don't have it. Oh, it's pouring. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it's been really nice here. It's about 77 degrees, I think, and just as you can see, it's beautiful out there. I'm out in the middle of the woods. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up. Is that what he said, Nelly? That would be great. That would be great. But I know the prosecution is saying that they don't have that DNA. Why don't they have that DNA? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't they keep that DNA? But is that enough to get the case thrown out? Right. Yeah, I don't see how the judge will put up with that. And I said before that I don't think this is going to make it to trial. I think it's going to get tossed out. Right. Yeah, I just don't know, how the judge will put up with that they don't have this stuff. You can't just throw away evidence. I don't get it. You want to come up, Nelly? Right. Yeah, that's their narrative, Brooke. Right. Even I record phone calls. I record phone calls that has anything to do with this case. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because I do get calls, just like emails, blah blah blah. Sure, that's cool, Nelly. Yep, make your coffee, man. Yeah, I agree there, Brooke. They're gonna try to do every dirty thing. You know what? I don't know. I've watched a lot of courts. Um, this seems like the prosecute. This is the dirtiest prosecution I've ever seen. I mean, they're just not playing by the regular rules here. And how much longer is this judge going to put up with it? Is my question. Let's see if this works. Now I'm going to put a link for you, Nelly, whenever you get your coffee. Oh, it's coming through as Thomas Jude. I got it. Wait a minute here. Why is this under Thomas Jude? Okay, I got to figure this out. I wonder there, but why is this one coming up as Thomas Jude? Let me shake this down. This isn't under Thomas Jude. Why is it going under Thomas Jude? Um, that's not what I want. Why is that going under Thomas Jude? Can you click on that? Can you click on that link, Nelly? Let me know if you can click on that link or not. I don't know why I'm coming across as Thomas Jude here. I should be coming across as let me do a test here. Yeah, it's weird because it's showing me as Once Upon a Crime Time, and then when I post a comment, it comes across as my Thomas Jude account. Ah! It drives me nuts, man. Why did it do that? Yeah, okay. I don't know what. I'm gonna try this again here. I'm trying to figure this out, Nelly. I'm not that used to live yet, and it keeps switching. I mean, it's going under my stupid. It shows. What's weird is it shows Once Upon a Crime Time, right? Where I post a comment, but it's coming across as Tommy Jude, and I don't know why. Okay, let me X this. Let me X that out. Let's try this. Okay, now let me copy it and see what happens here. Ah, it's still doing it. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I don't know how to figure this out here. Let me try one other thing here. Maybe it's because. Oh, I bet you this is it right here. I bet you that is the problem. So, okay, other than that, I got to have my Google account. And I think this is going to work. I think. Let's see if this works. Ah! What the hell? Okay, we'll try one other. Why doesn't it have that profile in there? I don't need a new. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Sync is on. Manage your Google account. See if that does it. Security, people, and sharing. I just don't get it. This should do it. It's like, how many times do I gotta change my Google account? I'm learning on the fly. I'm learning on the fly. That's all I can say. Okay, let's try this again. Oh my God, I don't know. It won't let me change from here. I guess I bet you I have to do it like before I go in or something. But you know, this happened to me that other time and I figured it out. I don't get it. Let me X that out. Okay. Let's go to Gmail and I'll put up a live stream here quick in a second here. I'm going to change my Gmail account. Okay, now let's see what happens. I hope I figure this out. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Oh, I don't believe this. It just keeps coming up as Tommy Jude. And that's what this is. You're live edit. Are you on YouTube? Go ahead. Let me see. Let me see if this works. Okay, I'm gonna need to that. Okay, I'll try again. Yeah, this Google thing is really messing with me. But I need to figure it out though, Nelly. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just keeps going. And you can't even see the link. No, that's just crazy. All right. Well, I need to run a live stream here of something. So Yeah, and then when I bring up Google and I've changed it like 3 times now, it just keeps coming up as Tommy Chu. Oh, too funny. Okay, let's find a live stream. Cluminati. Oh, Lawyer Noel. He's on. He's always good. Okay, I got to get that.
About this. Now, I know people are going to disagree with me. I know they're not going to like it. I know some of them for clout or just a delay. But if the judge determines that they are entitled to this evidence and they have missed out on 4 months of potentially scrutinizing it,
Right,
experts
exactly.
look at it, and now they only have 2 or something, you usually have 30
Yeah, I'll
days to
keep
respond to
trying.
discovery. So we'll say they asked for it 4 months ago. Maybe they should have received it 3 months ago. So cutting their time by more than half to investigate, look through, have an expert look at, and use this evidence at trial, you're going to tell me that's not prejudicial? That's potentially violating Brian Koberger's speedy trial rights? Everybody knows he's got 6 months to prepare and go to trial. So if you're withholding evidence that the judge ends up determining is discoverable and potentially relevant, it's a problem to me. Now, it could be nothing. The state could have done everything right. Law enforcement could have done everything right. But let the defense necessary that people write the statutes and write rules and write the laws and interpret the laws, they have all found 6 months is appropriate. That's the speedy trial rule. This judge has added 37 days, but still. And maybe the judge will say that's how it's been cured. You have an extra 37 days. It's really delayed 2 months or less than 2 months. And, not prejudicial for me to say his speedy trial rights were violated. So maybe the judge has already fixed this issue with that motion to stay, which again adds more context as to why I think he's going to deny the state's motion for reconsideration on that motion to stay and to rescind that period of time delay. When is it supposed to be over? I think it's going to take the rest of the day, basically today, this hearing. Channeling the heart, Barbara Joyce. I understand the independence of states, but it seems that the client's treatment can vary greatly. 2 examples: juror can take notes and ask questions. Some situations they can't. Sometimes they're sequestered more often in certain states. I know. That's the interesting thing. We don't want to be too uniform, right? Because we're individual states with, state government, and we want that separation of state and federal government, but it is confusing sometimes, and sometimes it does seem unfair. But people usually, and I say this knowing that economically sometimes it's impossible for people to move from one state to the other, but generally speaking, people choose where they live or their families do. And if you don't like the way the judicial process or the rules or laws are in your state, you do have the opportunity to move. I know I don't want the chat to get up in arms. I get that financially speaking, that can be impossible for people. But that's the theory behind the states having different rules. And what I'll say is, that's one of the reasons we have this channel, is let's shed light on what those rules actually are. So many people don't actually know what the justice system is like in their state, civil or criminal. And it's state to state. And a lot of similarities as well. Azam, I need to rewatch. My brain isn't fully functioning yet in the first 30 minutes of the video. I'm good now. Sorry. Yes. Go rewatch as a clear mind, Azam, so you can get the full benefit of the video. Thanks for the correction. Just got off at 700. Serenity has, in fact, watched the short from the link that we posted. Hopefully, a lot of other people are watching it as well, because I thought it was funny. Asia. Thank you. Asia. Just to make sure I'm saying it right, because I always second guess myself. Chelsea, question. Peter, aren't depositions only in civil trials? No. Depositions happen in criminal trials as well. Go back and watch Murdoch. They reference tons of depositions. Now, cases like Murdoch that have civil and criminal elements sometimes have civil depositions that make it into the criminal case, but not every jurisdiction does allow depositions.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
A lot of times in federal cases, you can't depose certain people or anybody at all, depending on the case. Limited discovery rules in federal cases as
Right,
well.
Brooke.
It's crazy the difference. I should have my dad on to talk about how discovery is different in federal cases versus state cases.
I'd like that.
But like I said, in Florida, we're not entitled to depositions unless we get a court order or a judge tells us we can.
I'd like to ask him what he thinks if the judge is going to put up with this shit and end up throwing it out of court, dismissing it.
Now, you can call witnesses and talk to witnesses and get recorded statements sometimes, but official under oath sworn depositions, not always.
Oh yeah, she's good too. Yep.
Over 5,000 people
Yep,
coming to hang out on a Friday afternoon. That is wild. Thank you, everybody that's coming to join us. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that reminder bell so you don't miss any of the other videos and you don't miss whenever I happen to go live talking about this hearing, either Saturday or Monday. Let's take one more look here at Court TV's Twitter to see if they've posted anything else. We can't see the PowerPoint from the gallery. We already saw that. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. I think I saw a picture that Andrea Burkhart is actually there. If you want to follow her for some reporting after the fact, sitting in the courtroom, which hopefully I'll be able to do one day in the Sarah Boone trial if it ever happens. All right. So it seems like that's all we've got for today. So again, I appreciate everybody that comes here to hang out, everybody that asks questions and comments. It adds so much context, what people understand and don't understand. I always say, if you have a question, somebody else probably has it too. We learned today, once again, words matter and definitions matter. Burdens of proof matter. Prejudice matters. Justice matters. And all of you matter too. I appreciate y'all so much. That's all we've got. I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Hopefully there's some pickleball in store for me and maybe you too. Until next time, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching another episode of The Lawyer You Know. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the thumb and share with your friends who may be interested here on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. And also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and
We'll find another one here. Yeah, I can't figure out this Google thing. I don't know why it's not letting me change profile on the main Google thing. Acting slow. I got too many things going on here. This was us from last night right here. Nelly, Alan, and Rory's show last night. I don't know if you were there or not. We got live Illuminati. Yeah, now here's the crazy thing: when I pull up YouTube, I'm on Once Upon a Crime Time, but up above, I don't know if you can see that or not. Up here, it's showing Tommy Jr. I don't know how to get that out. It doesn't show. And it won't let me add it either. Let's see. Here we go. Let's go back. Is this guy doing back on or not? Why is this not? Yeah, he's on a break here. Anyway, if I could get Nelly up here, I might want to start this stream over. As Dan, hi Dan. I'm having problems here with my Google account, and who just said that? Oh, hey Rory. Yeah, what's going on, Rory? I can't get anybody up here. Rory's in the house. Hey, Rory, I can't get. It keeps doing my my Thomas Jude profile, and I can't post the link. I want to get Nelly up here, and I'll get you up here, but I can't. Here's what happens, and I don't think you can even see the link. It's coming across. Yeah, see, it's come every time I do it. Yeah, Rory, you're gonna, man. How do I get you up here though? It keeps coming across as Tommy Jude on my account, even though it shows Once Upon a Crime Time. So what's the problem? Do I have to start the live feed all over? Oh man, that's crazy. But you can see me when I talk, right? You can see when I text. Can you see when I text? Like, hey, here's a test. No links in chat. Oh, it says an error occurred. This usually temporary. Oh, it's trying to come across as Once Upon a Crime Time. It's trying really hard. Maybe text me on the phone, Rory. I'm going to try this again because it says there's an error, but the error is coming up finally as Once Upon a Crime Time. So I'm going to try this again. No. Okay, it says an error occurred on YouTube. This usually temporary. Wait a minute, then try again. But where it says that, it says Once Upon a Crime Time. And then when I post this link, it's coming across as Tommy Jude, and you guys aren't seeing it. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to. Are you still in here, Rory, or what? Text me on the phone, maybe. Tell me what to do. Or is it just that YouTube is messing up? Yeah, it could be. Very well could be. Let me try. I can't remember if my thing is purple or if it's. Yeah, no, this is the one. Okay, I'm gonna give it a minute. It might actually work. I'll bring up a YouTube. I want to see when I pull up YouTube, what it comes up as. Oh man, yeah, it comes up right. Yeah, come on in. Okay, I'm gonna put something on here. We can go J is for justice. Come on in. share this here. Oh, live in 7 to 8 minutes. Sorry about that. Somebody knocked on the door. Okay. Uh, Put this into Harsh. Harsh had a good one this morning. The lives are kind of dwindling. All right. Well, I suppose we could listen to CJ, I guess, for a while. I don't know. This one, I haven't seen this one yet. Yeah, I have. Let's see what I don't know what I'm just going to share this. What's going on?
Greetings, Earthlings. We meet again. How are you guys today? I'm doing great. It's Friday. It's the 18th of August. It's just a little bit after 2 as I'm finally starting to record my video. Please hit that thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Share, subscribe, ring your notification bell. I will try to articulate as well as I can. I was looking at Mike's yesterday, and I'll try not to wave my hands around because I think that really screws things up. But I was looking at Mike's at Target, and they were ridiculously expensive. And I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I do have a really good friend who's a DJ who said he'd give me a great mic. So I'm kind of waiting on that. And in the meantime, I hope you can bear with me. If not, there's other channels to watch. So I will try to articulate. I'll try not to do all the hand gesturing simply because I think that messes up the focus on the screen. So I'm not going to do it. Everything I say is simply my opinion. I'll do my hands down here so they don't capture the artificial intelligence or whatever. Everything I say is simply my opinion, simply for the sake of conversation.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run last night's show with us and Rory. How's that? No, fast forward it here. There we go.
So this guy, you know him very well. His name's Tommy Jude. You know him very well. He's got his own channel called Once Upon a Crime Time. So please welcome him and give him a nice warm welcome. Tommy Jude, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I wish you were here,
You're
Rory.
looking different today, buddy.
Narcotics! Say yes to narcotics! Yes!
Oh my God.
Hey, what's up, bro?
So would you walk into a kid's classroom like that and just be like, yeah,
Yeah!
drugs are good?
Heck yeah. Teachers.
Oh,
really
I'm
love-
so glad you are not a teacher. That's
I keep trying, Nelly, to do
how you doing out
this.
there, man? The weather's treating you better than me, I hear.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there, man.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like maybe 80 and nice and breezy, cool. Fairly
Well,
cool.
enjoy
yeah.
it while you can, because
Yeah,
I'm sure the heat wave we're getting is
beautiful.
coming straight for you. So,
Right.
all right.
Hey,
Hi,
Huda.
Huda. How are you? It's good to see you today. Always good. Alrighty. So let's bring up our next guest. You know her very well, or you should know her very well. She's a wonderful guest to
Yeah,
have.
this
and
was put out
one of
just
the best
last night.
moderators and just
so-
a really good person to have and talk to. So please welcome Miss Golf Inspector General. How are you today?
Hello. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody.
Thanks
How
for
are you
joining.
guys?
Oh, I'm doing well. Just trying to stay cool. You know what I mean? Hydrated, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm with Tommy. I think we're in the same time zone and have approximately the same weather. So
Well,
you're getting the grunt of it today.
oh, it's just the worst. I mean, when it's really, really hot, I mean, it just really affects me a lot because I can't think. I get cranky. Like I don't want to do
Oh, wow,
anything.
bro.
Like, you know, it's like I don't have AC at my house, so I can't go to bed till like 12 or 1 when it's cool enough.
Right.
So it's just killing my sleep, but it's all right. Could be worse, right?
Oh, yeah.
Could be worse.
Could be 110.
Screw that. Screw that. So I called the Sarge. Hopefully he shows up, but if not, then you know that's fine. We'll power through it. But
Oh, okay.
so
Rory.
yeah. So what I want to do
Yeah, I wish
today,
you
as
were-
I told everybody, is
get
we're going
you
to talk
up
about
here.
the drug connection. In my opinion, there's definitely one, and it's through Emma
You and
Bailey and
Nelly.
Demetrius Robinson. That's who I believed was the drug connection. Now, like I said, I know it's taboo, but like I said, we're not going to talk. We're not going to involve the kids. I don't think the kids had anything to do with it, or they were just. So the whole point is like, how many times have we seen
gonna run your
on body
show
cam
for a
footage,
while,
at least
though.
2 or 3 times when the cops go there, and there's nobody that lives in that house that's there. It's just filled with a bunch of college kids that don't even live there. So that would be, to me, a perfect way to do your business and not get caught, because nobody even knows. It's just a constant, you know, train of traffic coming in and out of there. So, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with, so right from the beginning, when everything went down, what did the police and the mainstream media say? That it was a targeted attack. It was either the house or the kids. Now, let's ask this question. Why would a house be a target? Anybody want to answer that, Tommy? Why would a house be a target?
Well, definitely it would be the drug aspect. It would be one. There is one thing that I've never mentioned before, and I'm sure a lot of people out there know.
Mhm.
Some of the crack dealers, they'll
Okay.
cook up crack,
Mhm.
and they'll go set up at houses, and
Okay.
they pay the people at the house to do it,
Mhm.
either in rock, in crack, or in money, and in that type of house, they might not even have known what was going on,
That's
or maybe one person did, or
my point. Yeah.
whatever. But the crack cocaine is a huge business, and yeah, that's one aspect. And like I said, they set up. It's called setups.
Setups. Okay.
And yeah, they come rolling into your house, and a lot of times you'll hear the thumping of the music before they get there. That's always kind of a sign they're on their way.
Yep.
And they set up in your house, and they pay you for it.
Well, there you
Yep.
go. So would you say this is possibly, I mean, again, hypothetical. I'm not saying
You're
this
right.
is-
Yep.
that this could be a operation that's a whole, like, you know what I mean? Like it's a ring. Could this possibly be part of a drug ring?
Right. And that house would be very very tempting for those crack dealers to set
Because
up
of exactly
because of the
the
traffic.
because of the traffic and the location, right? It's
Yep.
right there at Frat Row. So you have a built-in customer base right there.
All right.
And the cover would be that it's a constant party house. There's traffic going in and out. So anybody
Yep.
coming by to pick up said drugs would
Mhm.
not even be really looked at a second time, because there's just so many people coming in and out, right?
Right. Right. And somebody asked about someone asked about the loud music, and yeah, back in my day, that's what they used, at least here.
Mhm.
To let you know that they're in the neighborhood. They
Okay.
would crank
Oh, that could be
thumping,
too now.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
never
talking
even
about,
thought of that.
Like the
thumping
big
type.
bass. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
They would use that
That's the signal.
to let people know they're in the neighborhood. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So that would be like the ice cream truck for drug people, right?
Right.
In,
So the
in
ice
my,
cream.
Oh, right, Nelly.
Right.
in my
right.
opinion, I think
Exactly.
however we look at it, if the house is the target, there is a financial aspect we have to look at, because
Exactly.
obviously
I never even thought of that, Nelly, that it could have been I was thinking a message to the students or to the whole university or something like that. I never thought that it could have been a message to the landlord, because I mean, we do know about that landlord, and he is very shady. He owns a import export business that has no products. You look at it, you can look it up. There's no products listed. And for the last 25 years or 24 and a half, the address has been listed at 1122 King Road. That I never even thought of that. Nelly, that's a really good yeah. I never even thought of that. I just wonder about that import export business that doesn't have any products, and what's going on there. We are trying to figure out, and we kind of think we know where the money comes from, and we think that possibly there's an import export business involved. And I can't say names on it or anything right now. But we think we know where the money's coming from, and that the import export business is involved in the whole drug scene of that whole part of that West Coast and up into Alaska. We have been doing a lot of research and investigation on this. It's just that we can't say. And I did say some names at one point, and I think Roy took that video down. We got it's a long story. Got attacked by some people from that, but there is definitely a lot of drugs going through. Moscow's kind of a hub. I wish I could say more. I really, I wish I could say more.
it's a financial decision, right?
I agree.
So if the house itself is a target, then is it a financial decision for whoever owns it, or is it a financial decision for what could have gone on in the house? And it's of course easier to say what goes on in the house,
Absolutely.
being but definitely a financial situation going on here.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about it.
So yeah, that's okay. So would Tommy, in your opinion, would they more be looking for narcotics, or were they more looking for money, or probably both, right?
Both.
So, are you talking about the people that are going there? Or what are you talking about? The customers or the?
I'm talking about the people that allegedly targeted this house. What would the target
Oh
be?
boy!
Why?
It could have been, it could have been a robbery. If there was something there,
I've heard that. Yeah.
it could have been, or attempted robbery. Maybe there was nothing there, or they had information, or they spoke of information. It could go so many different ways on this. if the drugs were involved.
I'm gonna give Rory a call, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
mute
could-
out here.
That's a tough one because
Yeah. We just don't know.
I can't see. It would have to be a lot of money for the cartels to be involved. That's really it. I got some theories now. That I'm going off a different route. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused at this point in time.
No, it's fine. I mean, like,
guess,
we just
right.
don't know. We don't
I
have
think
Yeah.
your confusion runs deep with who you showed up on the show as originally, but that's besides the point.
Sorry.
What's RJ doing, buddy?
Oh, I had to interrupt Tommy before I forgot throw that little swing at him for his antics.
His little puppet show. His little puppet show.
He should be hiding behind that puppet. That would be awesome.
Right.
I don't want to scare the people away. So.
I don't think it would. I think the puppet should smoke and everything. Fuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
You should, bro. You should get that. Drill a hole in the neck and smoke out.
Well, I had it when you were talking before I was in the backstage. I had a cigarette in his mouth.
That's hilarious. That's great. Probably a month, and very recently after the crimes occurred. And so what we're saying is that originally they thought that it was a targeted attack, either on the kids or the house. Okay, so we're going to hear from their words, and we're going to break it down why they would think that. So, let me mute myself. I always got to remember that.
Hit play. Don't forget.
Searching for a suspect or suspects in the murders of 4 college students.
Suspect or suspects.
Let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter. She joins us live now from the latest from Moscow, Idaho. Chanley, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Give a take. What's been going on there?
Hey, great to be with you, Michael. I'm here at the crime scene, but I'm on the backside of this home to give you a better angle from what we can see from here. Now, of course, there's snow since the last time I talked to you from this side of the house, Michael, but you...
Okay, I got this figured out. I talked to Rory on the phone. I think I got this figured out now. Let me see. Where is this? No, not that one. Is it? Okay, let me stop there on that. I think this is it, right? Yeah, okay. No. I think, is this it? Yeah. Let me see if this comes up. Is it there? Thank you, Rory. Yay. That's crazy. Okay, now I'm gonna find something to share here. I don't know. Oh, did I do that right? Yeah. Okay, so the link is there if you want to jump up. This is crazy. I have to text on my channel on YouTube. Okay. How you doing, Leah? Yeah, come on up. Come on up, Nelly. Oh, are you back? Oh, yeah, there you are. Yep. Hey, finally.
Oh, well, me.
How you doing, girl?
How are you? Am I too loud?
What's that? Ooh, having a hard time with your mic, though.
Oh, I need to turn that off. There we are. That's better.
There we
Am
are.
I too loud?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. Because I have a tendency to shout on these things, so I have to rein it in.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I love your channel, by the way. I
Oh, do
totally
you know,
love
thank
that
you
channel.
so much. And you really made my day when you shared my video. I logged onto your channel and I said to my son, I said, oh my God, Tommy shared my video. I was so excited. You're the first one to mention me. Thank you.
Right? Well, let's find something to share that we could talk about or something, shall we?
Yes, let's talk.
Yeah, I don't know, but the live streams have kind of gone away. Is the court over? Is that what's going on?
Well, the only thing I managed to catch was a little bit on Lana's live, but she wasn't live streaming the court. And she said that it was a win for the defense, that the judge has said that because it's a death penalty case, they have got to show everything. They've got to turn it all over. And that's the only information I've managed to get hold of.
Huh. Yeah, and didn't they say something about that they're after the other DNAs, right?
Yeah, oh, I don't know what they've said on that. That is the only thing, because then Lana switched it off, and then I came over here. So I don't know. I really don't know what else has gone on other than lawyer, that you've just shown, and he seems to have said that's all there is. Is that what he said at the end?
That's what I got too. That's pretty much it. Was like that was it, and then they kind of that was done.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
seemed
know,
like to me.
it was much shorter than I thought.
Right. Let me see if I can share this screen here. We got let's see this one. There we go.
I don't know if you pronounce, is it Leah or Lee? Leah? Has she got some more information? She says it's going good for Brian today. So maybe she's got a bit more information. Come on up.
Okay. Yeah, you want to come up, Leah? Yeah, she's. I think weren't you a mod last night for Rory, Leah? You want to come up, Leah?
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it.
I keep missing Rory's times.
Oh, do you? Right.
Yeah, because they start sort of 1, 2 a.m. UK time, and I've managed to catch one because I think we went on it together, Tommy, a while back. And I happened to be awake that night, but sometimes I can't stay awake.
Yeah, that's the way I am too. Well, no, I want to let me. Yeah, this is always fun. Let's see if I can do it this way. I don't know if you're going to see what this or not. No, see, I got to do it from my page, which right now I'm on here. Okay, yeah, there we go. I think. Oh, they're doing some kind of
Oh yeah, Pollock.
There's some kind of there we go. I think. Oh, I want to let me put it in the chat here. Okay. No, I got to go here. Man, this gets confusing. You know that?
This is why I haven't done any live.
Well, I'll put this on. We'll watch this for a while.
Expected regarding genetic genealogy, key decisions, potentially on they're going to be discussed alibi. And then additionally, when a trial is going to actually happen. October is on the schedule, but legal experts, pundits, analysts, they have repeatedly stated that the likelihood of this actually beginning in October is slim.
Right.
And so if it's not October, then when? When will we have a trial? Will it be around Thanksgiving, Christmas? Actually happen in 2024. There's a lot being, and we have been following on Twitter some of the reporters that have been tweeting along, live tweeting, because the cameras in there shooting video, we're in there tweeting. The primary restriction that makes this a little bit of a challenge to cover is just that the camera cannot live stream from the courtroom, which of course means that we cannot watch this unfold live, although that we can watch it unfold once it's being fed out from Moscow, Idaho. So that's where we find ourselves right now. Hello to Allison, Joan, David, Steve, Chris, and somebody in the YouTube comment section by the name of Rocky Balboa. Hello, Rocky. Good to have you. Yes, saying hello to all of our commenters. Real quick, just shout out, where's everybody watching from? We're going to go through some of the particulars of the motions. I'm going to kind of go through what we are expecting today and what is going to be heard and where things stand right now. But let us know in the comment section where exactly you are watching from. It helps us to know where our audience is. Are you watching from the United States? Are you watching abroad? Let us know in our comment section. And if you use hashtag HJB, we will feature some of your comments coming up here. But let's Alex Caprariello is, of course, our News Nation correspondent who is covering this, and he's in the courtroom and he's tweeting along. And Alex, his most recent tweet, I think, was about 15 or so or 20 or so minutes ago. To our understanding, there is a series of defense experts that are testifying right now. The first one by the name of Stephen Mercer, another one by the name of Leah Larkin, and right now they are experts to the prosecution's case. It's not the only evidence by any stretch of the imagination. We have, of course, heard about the evidence regarding Brian Koberger's mode of transportation, the white Elantra, and we've heard so much about that, him being in that area. There's a lot the prosecution has, according to prosecutors, according to law enforcement. And speaking of which, there hasn't been much discussed over these months, really, since the beginning of this year. Because of a gag order that was filed in this case that has made it very difficult for
Am I
certain
looking
people.
right?
Let's stop. Hi, there, we made it.
I
Yeah,
had to get my picture up because I feel
yep,
silly.
you're right there. Up here. It took a while, but you must have went back to the other one.
No,
Did you go back?
no, I was sitting there the whole
Did
time.
it come
I was
across
just
the other,
looking
the
at
other way?
myself. I don't know how to get my
Right.
icon to come up.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm embarrassed.
that
I'm embarrassed the way I look.
that
but
start
okay.
cam. The
Do
start
I just
cam.
stare straight ahead so I'm not
Like-
looking everywhere?
like,
I just stare straight ahead.
Here I am here, see? And then there's that down below, there's that says stop cam. And you just stop cam, and then there's your, if you want to do it that way, There you are.
I'll show
Well, it's
my
good to have
face
you up
next
here.
time
Let's
when I'm-
I'll come back periodically. I just feel like I look awful for today.
You look lovely.
But
I just prefer not to be
Oh,
on
you-
camera. I've got to
You
get
look
over that.
lovely. Yeah, you look great. Yeah. All right.
Now,
Let's listen to what's going on here. Let's see.
Connected to this case to be able to speak with the media. The gag order remains mostly in effect. So that also creates a unique obstacle in regards to covering this story as a journalist. The lack of accessibility with certain people connected to this story, some of the people who know this story best. Some of the people who we were following routinely, awaiting updates in the murders of Ethan, Santa, Maddie, and Kaylee, who you're seeing pictures here on your screen. We know that there are family members who are paying close attention, family members of the victims who are paying close attention to this today. We also wouldn't be surprised as well if family members of that man right there, Brian Koberger, were following some of what's being reported today, or even following live streams such as ours. Reason being, of course, is because this is considered to be a pre-trial hearing that could change the course of this particular trial. And the decisions made ex motions will impact, of course, what this looks like in the months ahead. Let's go over those motions. The defense motions, a request to compel the state to disclose DNA profiles. That's what is in large part being discussed right now, is DNA. A request to stay the court proceedings to investigate potential procedural issues with the grand jury. That will also, that's on the docket for today. Let's see here. The prosecution's motions, the four of them, are connected to the alibi put forth by Brian Koberger, which we were discussing earlier on stream. His alibi is that he was just driving around November 12th and 13th of 2022. Additionally, protecting the disclosure of information involved with specifically the genetic genealogy component of this case. There's a motion regarding the timeline trial, and that will largely, as we understand, when a trial, and a request as far as deadlines with some of the pretrial activity as well. So just a litany of things that need to get addressed today. What was very interesting is that the pre-hearing notion that this was going to be done in 90 minutes was completely wrong. And I spoke to several different people, and the expectation was this was going to be done by about 3 o'clock or so Eastern. The time is now 4:09 Eastern.
So it's not done yet.
And a feed just popped up here, and I just want to see if that feed is related to at all this story.
Is this live
Stand by
now,
a second.
Tommy? This that we're watching?
This is WFLA now.
So are they live
Peter
right now?
Tragos was on there just not long ago. I do believe so. I
Okay.
think I'm a little behind. I didn't want to. It's a little behind. I can fast forward it here. Okay, this is caught. This will be caught up. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
This is live now.
Yay, it's live.
Yeah, the sound ain't the best, is it?
Okay, we are on the record. This is State of Idaho versus Brian C. Koberger, CR 29222805. Mr. Koberger is here in the courtroom. He is represented by the team of Ann Taylor, Jay Watson, and Elisa Massa. We also have representing the state, Mr. Thompson, Will Thompson, Ashley Jennings, Ingrid Beatty, and Jeff Nye. state's motion for protective order that is related to.
I don't think I can text unless I.
DNA issue, which is related to the Mr. Kohlberger's motion to compel, seeking those genetic genealogy information and discovery.
It's crazy, but my text is going to go to WFLA. It's not going to go to my room.
There's also that a second motion to stay proceedings regarding alleged irregularities of the grand jury. And from the state, we also have a motion to compel notice of defense of alibi and a motion for scheduling. So that's what we're going to.
I can see people on their live chat saying it's way too quiet, so it's not you, Tommy.
Right. Yeah, no, I got them cranked up, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them cranked.
Testimony from Mr. Kohlberger's team.
Well, StreamYard and our YouTube, one of the two are sure struggling today.
Go first in terms of the argument. Mr. Thompson. Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, who would first make the argument on the protection order? Would you prefer to do that after you hear the argument from the defense?
It may make more sense, Judge, to do that. I think the record will be better for Your Honor.
Okay, that's why I suggested that. Thank you. All right, so we'll hear the testimony and argument from Mr. Kohlberger's team, and then to the state.
Your Honor, just for the record, Mr. Nye, Ms. Beatty, are the ones handling the motion. They do not have the witnesses, the proposed witnesses. Mr. Kohlberger, Mr. Nye, of course, briefed the matter and will be prepared for the argument.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. All right, call your first witness.
Just to let you all know, I can't text in the text right now.
Okay.
Okay, you all might need to remind me as we go on.
Sounds good.
Okay, Ms. Beatty.
Sir, as a housekeeping matter, I have some questions that I'd like to
Okay.
with regard to these witnesses. With regard to Ms. Barlow and Mr. Mercer, the state made its concerns on these two witnesses clear in its reply brief filed on July 14th. But the state believes that calling two attorneys.
Maybe I can come across as Tommy Jude in here. Let me know if you see a test.
I love this. We're learning together.
And calling them to testify about legal
Right.
conclusions in a discovery dispute is tantamount to the state.
Anybody see that?
Yeah, we can see you.
Trainings that they've done in a specialized particular area.
Okay. All right. Well, I can text this Thomas Jude and I Tommy Jude.
And it's not relevant to the court when it doesn't fall within 702, which requires specialized knowledge for the fact finder, which is the court in this case. Ms. Taylor, as an attorney practicing in Idaho, who's well regarded and seen as one of the preeminent defense attorneys in the state, there's nothing that these witnesses can call the court that Ms. Taylor can't reasonably consult with them about and argue to the court. So our position is that these witnesses' testimony is duplicative of whatever Ms. Taylor can argue, and it does not fall within the scope of 702. With regard to Gabriela Vargas, the state is objecting to her testimony as well, Your Honor. We received her declaration just yesterday. There was no CV attached. Ms. Vargas is being submitted to this court as an expert witness, and the state has no way of vetting her expertise without a CV. There is no way for us to verify anything in her affidavit. It puts the state in essentially an ambush position where we're being presented with this witness with no way to verify her qualifications, we would ask that this witness be excluded from testifying today as well. And then finally, the state would just make a blanket motion in limine that these witnesses not be allowed to testify about legal decisions or legal arguments. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the first two witnesses the state objects to, Victor Barlow and Steve Mercer, are two people who have been known to the state for quite some time. What they say to you in court now is their objection was made known on July 14th in their reply to, in support of their protective order after we get a response to their motion for protective order and an objection to it, that it's not an objection to them testifying. They spent a lot of pages telling the court why the court should not pay any attention to the declarations that were attached to our third motion to compel. So that's not an objection to them testifying at all. These witnesses have been made known for a long time. They were certainly known last week when we had a planning session and we talked about the number of witnesses that were going to testify. No objection was stated at that time either. Waiting until today, when those witnesses have both traveled and been here and been prepared to testify, that's an ambush, Your Honor. They're here, they're prepared. Their testimonies are relevant to the issues that the court has to decide. They're going to talk to the court about two different things as it relates to our discovery rule and the information that Mr. Fogelberg is seeking so that we can do our job. Your Honor, you're going to hear from a witness, Leah Larkin, Dr. Leah Larkin, as well, and she's going to talk about the process of genetic genealogy. Both Ms. Barlow and Mr. Mercer are attorneys. Both are well-versed in criminal defense. Both are well-versed in DNA and genetic genealogy. The state's position has been, it's not historical because we're not going to present it at trial. That's not the end of the story. That's not the discovery rule. And those are the things that Victor Barlow and Steve Mercer will talk about. Victor Barlow has a lot of training in DNA. She does a lot of teaching on DNA as well. It's not a simple little process, and they'll describe what kinds of materials we should have in discovery. Mr. Mercer will talk about what we will do with those kinds of materials and why they're necessary to Mr. Fogelberg's presentation, preparation in his case. They'll talk about our constitutional duties to Mr. Fogelberg. Those are not conclusions. Those are things that have to do with this material, these things that we're seeking the court to order the state to turn over to us, and why they're necessary. So for those two witnesses, I can make the arguments, but I don't have the expertise in the DNA or the genetic genealogy that the court needs to hear to understand that they fall squarely within our discovery rule. Your Honor, I'll speak about Gabriella Vargas. Her declaration was disclosed yesterday. Much of that declaration has CD-related items in it. It talks about her background for training, right in the body of that declaration. That declaration is not as soon as you would have wanted that. Gabriella Vargas met with me a few weeks ago, and for personal reasons that I'm not going to put on the record, she was unable to complete that until a later period of time. So that, I mean, that one is
5 more DNA.
Yesterday, she's here. She's prepared to be cross-examined by the state.
Wow.
Certainly, there are many other remedies besides just excluding her. It allows to present her testimony, and the state doesn't feel that they've had opportunity to cross-examine her or present a witness in response to her. The court can leave this open and take that up. The court can even order Ms. Vargas to appear by Zoom for further cross-examination. But we should at least let her testimony come out here in court today. She's here.
Your Honor, I think Ms. Wheeler has just conceded scope of discovery. I don't think that that's appropriate. I think that it's not appropriate in a discovery dispute. As to Ms. Vargas, our understanding was that there were 3 witnesses testifying today until yesterday when we got into town. So we would ask that Ms. Vargas be excluded. And I would note that we made our objections to these witnesses clear when we asked the court to disregard the contents of their declarations in Mr. Nye's reply brief. Certainly, we're going to put that same objection on the record. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, couple of things. I am
Oh,
concerned.
okay. I got you, Leah.
Opinions about sort of constitutional
Nelly.
law or the procedures discovery. I think that's fully capable for all of the councils and those are my decisions. However, in reading through, and I have read through all of the definitions, pointing on specifically genetic genealogy and their experience with that within the law, I think that's having some kind of potential. And I think that it would go to the weight of the consideration. The other thing that I am concerned about is this is a death penalty case. And if I deny particular presentations that one or the other side believes have some bearing on the case, it's probably more wise for me to allow it, even if it might be on the edge. Not especially important in a case like this to have a gun for a vehicle. So I'm not saying one way or the other how this might fall, but I think it's important to now, however, I don't want to get into
This was a little louder though.
the law or what that exactly means. I think I have a pretty good understanding of what the issues are about the genetic genealogy.
Oh, he's got a pretty good understanding. I like to hear that.
To get more information about that. I also understand why the state believes that it has nothing to do with this.
Hmm.
Here, have both sides weighing in on this. With regard to Ms. Vargas, she is here. I don't know where she came from, how far away.
Oh, Vargas is there.
Allow the state to come back and address that. Also, file a brief, get too far into this.
Thank you.
All your first witness.
Your Honor, if I may, one point of clarification. It occurred to me while listening to the court talking about genetic genealogy and readapting the focus.
It looks like here she comes.
Other areas contained in the motion to compel that have to do with the other DNA that the state doesn't have the discovery to us that are included in that third motion to compel that have to say. The big focus has been the genetic genealogy piece, but I wanted to make sure that that was still in the scope of the court.
But my understanding was that the state did provide all the information.
Yeah, either am I, Nelly. That
Laboratory
there's 50 people around there and none of them had cams on. That's a bunch of bullshit.
And wouldn't the FBI have been involved as well with that SWAT arrest?
What are you saying that they didn't provide you?
Your Honor, in our third motion
Right.
to compel, we had a section called standard lab discovery, and that has to do with other DNA profiles down at the scene. They have provided full discovery for the sheet, the DNA found on the knife sheet, but not the other 3 unidentified male DNA samples to within the house.
So if I'm understanding your question there, or your assertion that we're talking about 3 potential analysis of DNA that was not provided to you, but that has no connection to Mr. Cody.
Correct.
Okay, any response?
Your Honor, we didn't realize this was going to be an issue today. We had given everything we received from the lab.
Oh, well, yeah, but you got rid of a bunch of shit.
People, to the extent that they don't have them, they weren't done. We can't produce something that doesn't exist. We
Doesn't it?
provided
Well, why
everything.
doesn't
There's
it
one
exist?
outstanding lab report.
Should
that
exist.
relates to the forensic examination by the lab personnel at the crime scene itself will be received today. That's the only outstanding lab report. Everything else, along with all the notes, is what there is, and it's been provided to defense. And if they're hoping that there's something else there, it's not there.
Oh man.
Well, then he's in trouble.
Your Honor, as part of our third motion to compel,
Yeah, no shit.
it's still something that we don't have. We also don't have the unexpected corrective actions, unexpected results from the item.
Tear him apart.
We did get some, but it's a narrow scope, and we asked for the full year. 6 months before and 6 months after. That's also in our mission. And we don't.
I understand your responsibility is to turn over every rock. But you can't get things that as well. So
What?
I mean, there has to be some level of trust in discovery. Attorneys. So Mr. Thompson is saying that there's one more lab report underway today.
Not, maybe not that we'll receive it so that we can process it for discovery. It's supposed to be in any time.
Okay, I misunderstood. So it's coming soon. It has to come soon because we're 6 weeks away from the trial. So we're going to be very rushed about a lot of things. So we will talk about that. So what about the other claim, Mr. Thompson? Do you want to address that? The other mistakes?
Corrective action log, or unexpected results log. We have that in part, but not the full share.
I don't know what exists that we haven't received. We provided all the requests to the lab, and they've assured us that they have provided us with everything that they have within the scope of those requests. I'm not sure what else to say. I mean, we can make a supplemental inquiry to clarify that after finishing court today. But I'm kind of sitting there saying, Judge, we've given you everything we know to exist.
Well, that would be wise to check on that.
We will.
Because we don't want this to come back on the eve of trial.
Yes, sir.
Or, 4 years from now, they appeal.
Yes, sir.
So we want to make sure that we have combed through all the information that has any bearing or argument of bearing on this case.
Ms. James, make a note right now. We'll send the inquiry out later today. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, just for clarification, we also ask for all emails, text messages, electronic messages, or other messages. Some have been provided, but we don't have assurance that that's all. And so for the same reason, we make sure that we have.
And everything that we know to exist. We've asked the lab provided it to us, we sent it to them. At this point, all I'm hearing is speculation, is they think maybe, or they wish something else was there. But as far as we know, it doesn't exist. I don't know what else we can say. We can't respond to something that isn't real. Sorry, Judge.
We're just sorting it out.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Making sure that everything that there is shared.
We'll make-
Except for the ones that you don't want to have.
Absolutely.
shared.
Yes, sir.
And that's one of the reasons for it.
We'll make an additional inquiry to the lab to see if there's anything else in the form of emails that they haven't already provided to us.
I would add, I mean, there are times, okay, in the world of the law, that sometimes people forget to do things, or sometimes things fall through the cracks, and so it's always healthy to make sure that it is done.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, we're ready to call Steve Mercer.
Okay. Are your experts in the courtroom right now?
Yes.
Do they need to be in the courtroom?
Your Honor, I'd ask that they be allowed to remain in the courtroom, even where they are, so they're just kind of preliminary.
Right. Any objection to that? I don't know who is objecting here.
Your Honor, we ask that we
I'm going to exclude your witnesses, so they're not hearing what the other witnesses are testifying by, and that'll be. So then I don't want to have them reacting to the other testimony or hear each testimony or of each witness's testimony. Okay, so if you please have your other experts.
Your Honor, where would the court like them to go? This is a media intensive environment, and I don't want them to be bothered by the media while they're waiting to come.
The law library.
May I escort them there?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Mercer, hang on up. Please raise your right hand. Hey, yeah, please.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and the penalty of perjury?
Thank you. Go ahead, get some water there. Take care of that. And once you're seated, please state your name and spell your last.
Yes, my name is Stephen with PH Mercer, MERCER.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Ms. Taylor.
Good morning, Mr. Mercer.
Good morning,
What city and state are you from?
Rockville, Maryland.
What do you do for work?
I am a licensed attorney in Maryland and the District of Columbia in the field of criminal grade specialization in DNA and forensic litigation.
How long have you been an attorney?
I was licensed in the state of Maryland in 1995 and in Columbia in 1997. I'm also the member of several federal bars, including the Supreme Court, where I appeared as co-counsel on Maryland v. King, a DNA database case from 2013, as well as the Fourth Circuit, the DC Circuit, and a number of federal district courts.
I want to back up a little bit and have you tell me about your educational background.
So I have a undergraduate degree, bachelor's degree in English from Syracuse University, 1984. Juris Doctor JD from Columbia School of Law from 1994.
And you mentioned you have a specialty in DNA. Where does that come from?
So my experience with DNA began with the constitutional challenge to Maryland's DNA database statute, and that started in 2002 in the case of State v. Rain, where I raised a Fourth Amendment challenge to the compelled collection of DNA from convicted offenders. Prevailed on that case in the trial court. It was appealed to the Court of Appeals, which is now called the Maryland Supreme Court. The Maryland Supreme Court, in a sharply divided 4-3 decision, reversed, sent it back for trial, tried the case. And that was really the beginning of my experience with forensic DNA litigation. And then from that point, I continued in that field, attended training with the District of Columbia Public Defender Service. I began to collaborate with the Innocence Project and the Forensics Division at the Maryland Office of the Public Defender, doing indigent defense work and innocence work, and began to work closely with DNA scientists. Actually did the wet chemistry work, had numerous opportunities to tour law enforcement labs, including the NIST lab, as well as Montgomery County's lab, Lodi Technology, the FBI lab. Yeah, so the question was, what would a reasonable defense attorney do when confronted with DNA evidence that needs to be litigated? What are the minimum practice standards? So I'm not here to discuss Idaho's discovery rules or offer legal opinions about constitutional standards. Rather, my area of focus is based on my experience, training, and expertise in forensic DNA litigation, and what a minimum practice standard would be for a reasonably competent trial attorney who must comply with their duty to investigate the case on behalf of their client.
And is that because of what you get when you get genetic genealogy materials?
Well, yes. I mean, forensic evidence is often central in the case, and DNA evidence in particular. And so when there's an item, for example, here of an environmental sample of trace DNA evidence that, as I understand it from reviewing the pleadings, was twice tested, first for an STR profile, and then later for a genomic profile. The question becomes, what is the minimum practice standard for an attorney to be effective in their representation of a client given that type of evidence?
When you're talking about two samples happening or two tests happening, why should it?
This is almost like turning into a
Well,
prelim.
There are a number of reasons why it's
It is.
for the attorney to investigate
Right.
Any testing of evidence that is central to a case. And again, here it's an environmental sample of trace DNA that is being tested. And so it's essential for the attorney to know, for a number of reasons, about the details of the testing and the investigation. We were talking specifically about forensic genealogy. Number one is there's pretrial concerns.
Nelly.
Sorry,
Drew. He's got LE on the brain.
I was calling it boots.
These
Yeah, he's got LE on the
questions that are
brain.
Very much evolving in the state state of our.
I just can't stand that they will stick up for law enforcement no matter what. The other one is Ken Maines. I can't watch him. Yeah, I'm T-Rev, Leah. Same.
Which one?
Ken Maines. He's another one. And Leah just said T-Rev. I can't watch him either.
Which one?
T-Rev.
Which one is that, Nelly?
T-Rev is one, but Ken, I don't watch him. But Ken Maines,
Oh,
I say watch.
yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I used to watch him. He had Detective John on there.
Yeah.
And Jeff H goes on. Well, Jeff H did. I don't know about right now. He was kind of.
Yeah, I usually just do Rory and.
Yeah.
Me
We
too.
find out people.
Yeah. I checked out Dagos and CJ's today, and I had a good time in CJ's with people in the chat. That's when we were finding out all the court details, and we were all like, woohoo!
Yeah, you
all
know,
the,
I didn't get much.
Early on, the government and law enforcement.
Yeah,
that's
didn't
where
get
I
much.
heard in CJ's live. Oh, hold on. In CJ's live is where I heard everything I was telling y'all about the 5 DNAs and the autopsies, no autopsies or toxology reports.
That is just shocking.
It is.
That
it
is
is.
shocking.
I don't know how
Wow.
they're going to have a trial. I mean, how are they going to prove how the kids were killed?
Well, this is it.
Well, I don't get why the judge isn't asking those questions. Why isn't the judge going,
Yeah.
why don't you have this?
Yeah, I agree.
I know. It's not like something they can get together, like the prosecution has to get it together and bring it to them. Evidently, they don't have it.
Blimey. This is terrible. I don't get it.
Prosecution is dirty as hell.
That suppression issue that Fourth Amendment.
I know.
So that's one issue pre-trial. There's also concerns.
Are you
about
serious,
the
Brooke?
liability.
Holy
Liability,
Christ.
I'm not
Wow.
necessarily about the forensic genomic profile, but
Yeah, there's a lot of I'm muted on Lana's channel. I can't I can't chat or anything. I don't know. I don't.
You know what,
It
Leah?
had nothing to do with being in the chat and saying anything in chat. It had nothing to do with that. I think it was stuff that was talked about in Discord.
No,
And I got caught up in it.
No, I don't think that's it at all, because I went onto her channel and tried to chat as my channel name, and nobody could see my chat, and I'm not on her
Right,
Discord or
yeah.
anything. So she's got
Yeah.
there. I had to go
You're
back in
muted.
as
I can tell too by if you're on your
blocks that
if
stuff.
you're I don't know if you're on your phone and the TV. If you're muted, you could tell because your comment won't show up on the TV. It shows up on the chat,
Right.
but not on the TV. I was like,
No,
ooh,
I-
she still
Right,
has
that's
it
what I
muted.
do. Yeah.
No, I don't think she does, Leah. Honestly, because I just use my desktop computer for everything, and all my comments were not visible. I was saying hi to people I knew. Nobody was responding, and I thought, hang on, I don't think they can see me.
Yeah.
And so I went back in as Nellie B, and everyone was like, "Oh, hi Nellie, how are you?" So she's got a glitch. There's something wrong. Because I haven't
Oh, I
said
don't
anything.
know.
There's something up, I think, with her.
I think it was more of a moderator thing than Lana. I don't know that Lana actually did it herself. I think it was more a moderator.
That one time I went in there and they started chatting. I don't think she liked what I was saying, because going against her. And all of a sudden it went to members only.
Yes. Yeah, she does that. She does that too. She's gonna make you pay
Right,
to be
yeah.
able to chat. The drunk turkey will
Right,
try that
right.
one sometimes too. I don't like when they do that. That's not fair.
No, either do I. I don't think it is either. I'd never do that.
I
I'm
mean,
never
we
gonna
can't
monetize my
afford.
channel ever. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna do this for fun, man.
we
I'll be
can't
right back,
afford to be a
guys.
member of every channel.
Right. I'm not gonna pay.
Yeah. So, but I hope this is good for us today. I can't wait to hear what Roy has to think and Sarge.
Right. Yeah, I wonder when he's gonna do live. When I called him, I didn't ask him.
I
What did he
emailed
do?
Roy and asked him if he'd do it live. I said, please go live. And then I saw you. I was like, yay. And I got out of CJ's and came on into yours.
The feed from Idaho has cut out.
Oh,
They
bummer.
are currently in black.
Now, Court TV, I think, has it live. Court
This
TV's
is the
live, too.
feed
They had the Leah lady
coming
on,
from
on there.
So that means
Hey,
that
let
what
me
is being fed from the courtroom right now is a period of black. So some kind of a technical difficulty from
Yeah,
Idaho.
that's not strange.
There you can see that is the logo for, of course, the transmission company that they're using to feed this out to various news stations across the country.
I don't want to get rid of this feed in case I can't get the.
JB here with you folks in the Stream Center, monitoring
Oh,
this, of course, listening in.
let me mute
paying
because
close
I got
attention,
to
taking
get coffee.
notes. And
I wanna
that
hear
was
what he has to
I'm
say, though.
sorry. I don't know if it was Dr. or Mr. But it's Stephen Mercer, who is a expert in genealogy. He used today, and by defense, the team of Brian Kilmer. Exactly what went wrong with this feed. I'm looking here. Our coordinates are correct. The means in which we received this feed, everything is good on our end. So clearly, a problem has occurred on the pool camera feed end from Idaho. We hope to have that fixed at any moment. It could pop up really at any moment. And we don't know if it's going to pick back up where things cut out or if there's going to be a gap in
Tommy.
In this particular piece of testimony. You would hope that
I see it coming soon, but I don't.
I've been commenting here on YouTube Live with you guys, talking a little bit about the
Tommy.
audio quality.
I see where it
There
says
are moments where
premiere.
it is difficult because of the
Oh, yeah,
acoustics
there we
in the
are.
room.
Yeah.
But let me be clear, you can't see just
Oh,
how
go
many
ahead if you
people
found
are in
another
this courtroom
video.
and how tightly packed it is. So when we heard
I was just going to ask you
I found
about
Court,
Steve.
I think I found Court TV here.
Oh, okay.
What about him?
I mean, with us being, we
What
both
about him?
went through this. I wanted to ask you, can you hear me? Since
Yeah, I
we've
can hear you.
both been through this and kind of understand you more so than me because yours and his were murders and mine was accidents. And there's a difference in the grief, I understand. But with Steve, do you understand how he's feeling right now and the shirt that he's wearing and all of this? Do you understand him?
No, I'll tell you what. You get really confused, and I can understand him in some ways, and then I don't understand him in other ways because I wanted to know everything. You know what I mean? I wanted to know everything, and but the circumstances were different because we knew who it was. You know what I'm saying? And I think Steve feels right now that they got the right guy. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I think he needs
That
to
could be
open
part of denial. That could be part of denial too, because
It could
he
be,
doesn't
yeah.
want to think that the people are still out there and going to get away with it.
Right.
I mean, that's my thinking, but I was just wondering because I do kind of understand him I understand his anger. He's got a lot of anger, and
Yep.
I
Yep.
think that's what's behind all of this. And I hate the shirt deal in a way, but and I still can understand it.
Yeah, there's some things I don't understand with him. You know, if I didn't, if I guess I'd want to know. I wouldn't. I mean, almost immediately they were saying, okay, like Jack is, I'm worth 1,000%. He is, you know, I wouldn't have been like that. I would have been, everybody's on the
Uh-uh.
table. Everybody's on the table
Mhm.
until I find out what, you know, who. And yeah, we found out really pretty quick. I found out like by the next day.
Ah.
A friend actually told me what had happened. And so I knew exactly who did it. And you know, the person never spent one day in jail. Not one frickin' day.
Still
And
today?
still today, 20 some years later. Yeah. Never
I'm sorry.
and yeah, it was a rugged time, man. I went down some pretty rugged paths, and then there was a 5-year court case, lawsuit, um, because it happened at a tribal casino, and they dropped their immunity and allowed us to sue them. And so, you know, the court case, I wish I would have never done it. And then, I mean,
Really?
yeah, we had to watch the video of him dying and
Oh,
you know,
Tommy.
taking his last breaths, and
Oh no, I'm sorry.
and the EMT didn't roll him over for 9 or over 6 minutes. Didn't even roll him over. He was on his stomach and didn't even roll him over and try to help him or anything. And so yeah,
I can
it was
understand.
rugged.
I can understand you going down the dark path. Then I can understand that.
Yeah, and I OD'd 3 times, and I
Oh
just went.
no.
Oh yeah, and then I went through
It's
3
not
years
only
of intense therapy, and
oh,
it was our firstborn. You know what I mean? And
Yes. Well, you're here for a reason. If you OD'd 3 times, God has a purpose for you.
yeah, I died once for over 6 minutes too. So
Oh man, did you experience anything?
yeah, I did. I don't talk about it much or anything,
Oh,
but
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Wow, wow.
but yeah. So it was I went down the drug path, you know, and
Mhm.
then when the court case was over, so was the drugs. So
Oh wow.
the court
I'm
case
glad
was
you
over.
recovered.
Yeah, me too.
we're all glad you're
I don't
here,
even drink
Tommy.
anymore. Thank you.
I still have to have the Delta 8, let's say, the CBD Delta 8. I still have to have that.
Oh
You
yeah,
I
take
I
do.
still smoke my weed. I still smoke
Yeah,
my
yeah.
weed.
Okay. 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 I wanted to make sure because I know a lot of parents do.
Oh
Yep,
God.
yep. I still smoke
But
my
I
weed.
did. I thank you for sharing with me and about Steve too. I know that a lot of people don't understand this. They don't understand what's like going through this. So
Well, I have
Yeah,
one.
I don't. I really. Okay, yeah, we got live here, so I'm going to. I don't know where this guy is. Let's find out here.
Microphone. We heard some crackling as
I
well.
think he's
That's just because,
still.
and sometimes that will appear on the
Yeah.
video as
Okay.
well.
I'm gonna stop sharing this one, and we're gonna go to that
okay.
court TV.
Okay.
Um,
I was just going to say, I haven't been through it. My heart goes out to both of you. I've got one son. I had him when I was 43. I'm now 51.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
I know. They say it keeps you younger. It really doesn't.
what's it? Say that again.
I said I have
Say that
one
again.
son. I had him when I was 43. I'm now 51, so he'll be
Oh
8 in
wow.
October. And I'm
Oh
saying,
wow.
yeah, they say it keeps you young. It doesn't. Because in all seriousness, I worry every day of my life, and I pray to God, please, that's all I ask in life, keep my son safe, because I'm not exempt. None of us are, and it terrifies me. So I have full empathy for what you guys have gone through. I just can't. I can only imagine, and I really send my deepest sympathy and love.
It's been a while. Now. Them 3 years of therapy
Thank
helped
you.
a lot, but I still get my moments, but there's a more smiling now when I think of like things, like memories and stuff, where when I used to think of them, I would just break down. Now I can smile a lot. And I've had some really, really spiritual dreams of him. I mean, just totally amazing. I mean, I swear he was right there. And the last one I had of him, we were fishing and we were these great big fish. I mean, they were huge. And you know what's crazy is we were down at this wayside rest that's close by my town there, and there's a lake. Our lake is right there, and he goes, "Dad, I gotta go now, Dad." And I said, "Okay." And he goes, "Michelle will be here someday, my sister." And I thought, what did he mean by that? Well, guess what? 20 years later, she passed away in 2020. Her ashes were spread at that wayside rest.
Wow.
Tell me that ain't freaking weird.
That is really, really something, actually. I believe in that.
Right.
I believe in messages, and we all get them different ways.
Yeah, I believe in that too. I surely do. Yes. Okay, I'm on. I think I got this right now. Is that? I'm gonna move it up here though. There we go. Is that coming across?
Pardon?
I can get back to my screen.
I wonder what Coffin Dodger's thinking of all of this.
God, I can't stand her.
Mummy. Cruella de Vil.
All right. Well, which one am I sharing here? Do I got the right one?
Oh, yes, you're on.
Is that the right one? I gotta see what I'm doing here.
Your Honor, I have no questions for this witness. Mr. Knight will be making our legal arguments.
Okay, thank you. Okay, may this witness be excused? Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, you're excused.
Right, Susie. Oh, what happened? Oh, did they go black too, or what? Are you serious?
Are they on
Oh,
the
that must
break,
have been a
ladies?
pre-record. I mean, what happened there? What's going on? Yeah, it was like that wasn't even live. It said premiere. That's why I was wondering about it. All right. Well,
Tonight, Hawaii officials defending their decision.
we'll find out if what's his name is back on or. So you got a show coming on tonight, Nellie?
No, I haven't done a live yet, Tommy. I'm too scared of the technical issues I'm going to face. Would you come and be on my thing?
It is kind of a rush. I'll come on your channel, no doubt about it.
Oh, yes, please. I would love that. I really would, because I have said, okay, you guys are live this weekend. Then it didn't happen for other reasons. But this weekend, I was thinking of doing one, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
I thought I was muted. Oops.
Okay, we'll see.
Tommy, I just got a notification that Neeks Peaks did a video.
Oh, Nick's.
cool.
All right. I like Nick's Peaks. Yeah.
Yeah. If we can't get the
I'm gonna see
live
if this
thing, I
guy's
don't know if
got
you'd
the
want to
back.
watch it.
Right. We'll go to Nick. All right. Oh, they're back at it.
Let's mess with satellite signals.
Or what's he doing?
What is this signal?
This is old stuff.
This, I'm telling you, I'm getting from site, not from Ocean. Oh, 3 years? Probably not.
Yeah, what is going on?
But goes to show just how video and how things get transmitted. I don't think that's no. It's not
Then or what?
read it correctly.
Yeah, go for it, Tommy. I don't see that guy as a killer. I just don't. I can't get my head around it.
No way.
I don't see. Listen, I don't know him. I just don't see anger there. I don't see smugness. I don't see narcissism. I just see a bit of a loner who would perhaps like to have some more friends. I can't get can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around it at all.
I don't believe the incel theory either. That's the craziest thing.
I agree. To be honest, when he first was arrested, I was looking into all of that and I've kept an open mind. But the more BS that's come out from law enforcement, I'm convinced he wasn't involved.
Yeah,
If it hadn't been there,
when I first. What's that?
so I was just going to say, at first I thought, okay, yeah, possibly incel, and looked into all of that. And then the more this story unfolded, it was, what? That doesn't make sense. What? It's just become a mess. And I don't trust anything now that law enforcement have fed us. And so I truly believe that I started off perfectly accepting that he could be guilty. But from what we've been given,
Me too.
yeah, and for the state to now say that they have actually got everything, I'm like, what? You're serious? This is it? I can't I can't do it now. I was waiting
No,
for
a
the
lot
car.
of people are. Have you ever heard of what's the name of it? Thought Riot or something like that? Thought Riot
No.
Controller. Thought Riot. And they're kind of new and they have a podcast and I think it's a brother and a sister. And
Okay.
I watched one last night and they're kind of behind on the case and they admit it, they're just starting to investigate and they keep going, I don't see it. It's like,
I know.
and then
It's crazy.
and then last night they showed, do you remember the car that drove by the next day? You could see it like back at the white car.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Didn't yeah.
You know what?
It was
They slow mode it, and it was a 2013 Elantra with tinted windows.
wow.
I know, and they're going, that's got tinted windows. That's not Kohlberger's car, and this was going by that house, on the back street, the very next
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And it looked more like the same car at the gas station.
Yeah. Because that guy, I don't watch him anymore. The Interview Room, Chris O'Donnell, I watched a couple of his, and he brought that up, that car going along the back. It was sort of, someone was being
Right.
interviewed. It was a news station, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I remember that from a while back, and
Yeah.
but they slow mode it. They slow mode it so you could really see it going by. And yeah, it was the same car that was going by the gas station
And that
with
was
the
daylight.
tinted windows.
Yeah, because I think it's hard to see tinted windows, whether they're tinted or not, at night sometimes. But that was during the day, wasn't it? That was daylight, so you could
That was
clearly see.
during the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough light from the gas station and stuff. That was tinted windows. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely tinted windows.
And
but,
that just got
you know,
brushed
and
under the rug, didn't it?
the wrong car going the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah. And they've just conveniently ignored that, been brushed away.
Right. Okay, we'll see what Nick
What's the deal in Moscow? Why has this become such a big deal?
We don't want a photo of the ward offering information. That kind of sounds like you're trying to like suppress the story. I mean, why do you not need help? But hey, I could be wrong. And your officers, I apologize if I'm wrong.
Yep.
I want to, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Put Idaho on the map.
Got a call that you think that you're going to have to speak with the funeral home directors and the FBI and
Ethan Chapin's father also issued a statement Wednesday calling on police to release further information about the case. The statement reads, quote, "The silence further compounds our family's agony after our son's murder. I urge officials the truth, share what they know, find the assailant, and protect the greater community." For now, more questions than answers continue to plague the Moscow community.
No one would have ever imagined something slightly like this could happen in Moscow, Idaho, in such a small town.
I am told that these roommates are fully cooperating with the investigation, and while police have not labeled them as suspects, they are not ruling anyone out. Brutal killings of 4 young University of Idaho students. Police say the victims, all members of Greek life on campus, appear to have been friends.
This video contains intense and potentially disturbing content that may be unsettling for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
On November 16th, 3 days after the murders, the Moscow police held their first press conference.
We believe this was an isolated, targeted attack on our victims. We do not have a suspect at this time, and that individual is still out there.
After the November 13th murders, frustration swept over Moscow, Idaho.
Police still have no suspect, weapon, or motive.
No arrests have been made and no suspects identified by police.
Investigators are asking the public
on Calvis hours before their deaths.
We know that these homicides occurred in the early morning hours of Sunday, November 13th.
Kaylee was killed alongside 20-year-old Xana Kernodle, a junior, 21-year-old senior Madison Mogan, and 20-year-old freshman Ethan Chapin. Their bodies were found inside this home on Sunday, across from the campus. Officials said there was no evidence of forced entry into the home. Police say the 4 arrived home after 1:45 a.m. Sunday, but were killed in the early morning hours. There were no calls made to 911 until noon that day. Though no weapon has been located, Moscow Police Chief James Fry said all 4 victims were killed with a knife.
Hauntingly, they say a surviving roommate thought she heard crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask. The man walked past as she stood in frozen shock. She locked herself in her room.
That one of the surviving victims was located on the same second floor as two of the victims, not the half basement on the first floor, as was initially reported. Adding insult to injury, the affidavit detailed that the survivor checked for sounds, cries, and voices 3 times during the ordeal. It named her as a key witness who saw a man dressed entirely in black. However, it failed to provide any detailed description of his attire. How was the black clothing styled? What material was it made of? A lack of eye color description. The woman reportedly saw the man's bushy eyebrows clearly, implying his eyes were not covered by a mask. The affidavit merely noted that the man had an athletic build and bushy eyebrows.
The second update here was a plea for patience, saying they told us as much as they can at this point. So here's a breakdown of everything they have told us. Just before noon on Sunday, police got a call for an unconscious person. When they showed up, they found the 4 bodies of University of Idaho students. Again, police now say they think, quote, an edged weapon like a knife was used in the killing. They did not find a weapon at the scene, and they do not have a suspect.
The scene wasn't chaos, the neighborhood, but it was very, very somber. Like I said, that is a community of college students that live over there. Many of them, through word of mouth, knew what had happened. They were standing outside. There was a lot of crying. There were friends trying to find out who exactly was inside the house. Some family members that arrived on scene.
You've said that this was a targeted attack. Why not tell the public who was targeted? If it was multiple people, it would go a long ways to telling the public what you're looking for and who you're looking for, the type of person you're looking for. Why not do that to alleviate some of the fears out there in the community?
Well, first and foremost, we have the integrity of the investigation to preserve. And we feel like that information is integral to us and how we conduct our investigation. Releasing it's not relevant or specific to what we're looking at. So we do want more information, but we don't want to put our investigation in jeopardy by releasing what we have. There's always a balance between what you're willing to release versus what you're trying to gather. We told the public very clearly from the beginning that we're looking for a knife. We told the public very clearly from the beginning that we believe it was a targeted attack. To be honest, you're going to have to trust us on that at this point. To be honest, you're going to have to trust us on that at this point because we're not going to release why we think that.
A Facebook post from October in the group Austin Roommates shows her looking for someone to live with. It reads in part, I am coming from Idaho, so I am not familiar with the area, so open to living anywhere in the Austin area.
I gotta stop it there because did you hear that rumor also that they were bound up and stuff? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, I've heard that
Yeah.
too.
And then wasn't it
Right.
Fry who responded? Someone asked him if it was a kidnapping, or sorry, hostage situation, and he just kind of delayed his response a bit, didn't he? He wasn't. He just sort of went, "No, it wasn't."
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it wasn't a definite. You know, if they're sure, they just say no, it wasn't. It
Right.
was just a bit odd.
The whole thing is just odd. The whole damn case, I just crazy.
There's a news report. I should have made a note of it because I found it again where somebody is being interviewed and Dylan and Bethany had allegedly said they just heard party noises. It was just normal partying to them, and that came out really well.
Right? Yeah.
And
I
that-
don't believe that.
No, I don't.
Murder doesn't sound like a party.
No, not at all.
But again, the story's changed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know this though. There have been numerous media inquiries about a 1999 double stabbing in Pullman, and the 2021 double stabbing with one death in Salem, Oregon. While these cases share similarities with the King Street homicide, there does not appear. Maybe there is a. Who knows?
Yeah.
No, okay, I'll let this keep going here.
I didn't see that before.
We had 4 detectives and 24 patrol officers from the Moscow Police
What's
Department,
that?
22 investigators, 20.
Do you want me to
And I
stop
hadn't
it?
seen
What was
that. I was just going to say, I hadn't seen that picture of the trucks being.
No, either have I. Yeah.
I've never seen that
I didn't.
before.
Either did I. Wow.
But you know what? They left trash behind the house. There's bins.
Why would they?
Up until recently, I can't remember the channel. I watched too many, but there were
Right.
bins still behind the house that had trash in.
Right. Yep, there is. Yep. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We had 4 detectives and 24 patrol officers from the Moscow Police Department, 22 investigators, 20 assigned agents, and 2 behavior analysis unit investigators from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and 20 investigators, a public information officer, a forensic services team, and 15 uniformed troopers from the Idaho State Police, a mobile crime scene analytical unit. Yet, none of these professionals managed to prevent the 2 garbage cans from mixing with the neighbors. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more chaotic, what's that? 3 garbage trucks rolled in like a convoy of tanks, ready to haul away the dumpsters. And just like that, our dear team and evidence are rolling down the street.
Wow. Strange. Where does Sneaks Peeks get these videos? You know? That's crazy.
I know, Tommy. I like her videos. She does pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, she does. Because I've never seen these videos anywhere.
I haven't seen anything about the garbage.
No.
This morning, a new search area is the focus of the investigation 9 days after the bodies of 4 University of Idaho students were found brutally murdered in their shared off-campus home. Police temporarily expanding the crime scene, blocking off this wooded area and parking lot behind the house.
It's been me and the families pushing that agenda, and that's been really difficult.
You found the video of your sister and her roommate at the food truck?
I was tipped off to that video on Sunday.
And when you gave it to the police, you didn't like how they handled it?
I won't necessarily say that. I will say I think that they're probably processing a lot of information, and they, basically just said thank you, but I never really heard any follow-up on that. I did wind up getting in contact with someone a few days after Sunday.
He kind of points at him like, where are they going? You know what I mean? And then
I was able to provide more of a timeline that I had created. And it did seem like they needed more video of that food truck. So I provided that then as well. So that was a little frustrating. But again, there's so many agencies involved here. I can't say I necessarily blame them.
You were curious about one of the men that you saw in the video and you tracked him down?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were curious about that person. We were able to identify him, and as far as I know, he has cooperated with the police, and that's all that I know about that.
There are two obvious concerns about what happened here. The first one is there were other people in the house,
right.
And there's only really one scenario I can think of, which is that people were asleep when they were attacked. That would have made it anything that could be close to quiet. What does it mean to you that 2 other people were in the house? Do you know them? Have you spoken to them?
Yeah, I do know who they were. I have not spoken to them. They were my sister's roommates. Obviously, I knew who she lived with. But I'm thankful that we didn't lose more lives here. And I'm thankful that hopefully there is good information to be found there with police officers and with, interviews that will give us a good leg up. And I'm hoping that news breaks soon because we still just don't have that.
The authorities, the police today had a press conference that you didn't know about. That happens sometimes, especially when you have a small police force that's a little overwhelmed. They said there could have been multiple assailants. I don't know how there couldn't have been. Unless everybody was dead asleep, I don't know how one person stabs that many people and kills all of them without there being a struggle and lots of, but we don't know much about the scene. I do know this, Olivia. You're processing a lot right now.
That I was notified shortly after law enforcement was called to the scene, but I didn't actually go there for several hours because they're the ones who have to look for the evidence and take the pictures and videos from the scene. So I think they would have more information than I would about that.
The coroner typically assumes immediate control of a body upon discovery, often staying on site for extended periods, even a full day, to collaborate with the police. This practice is particularly prevalent in small towns where the coroner's experience often surpasses that of the police. However, in this instance, not only was there an initial delay in reporting the crime, But the coroner further compounded this delay by taking hours to arrive and allowing Moscow PD to manage the bodies without her presence. This double delay could significantly affect the outcome of the investigation.
Can you tell me, when you say that they might have been sleeping, were they found in beds?
Yes.
Her statement is also in contrast to the arrest affidavit. Quote, "As I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Kernodle's, laying on the floor." End quote.
Were these sort of, individual lethal stab wounds that may have been less in number, but more in lethality?
There were multiple stab wounds, yes, on them. So, and
were there? Go ahead.
And most of them had just like one that was the lethal stab. Most of them had just like one that was the lethal stab wound. That was the lethal stab wound. Yes.
Can you describe what that one might have been?
But they were to the fatal ones were to the chest area or the upper body area.
Were there, and I only ask this because it sometimes determines kind of a crime this was, a crime of passion, a random crime, a fight, a struggle. Was there, were any of them slashed? Were any of their necks cut? Or were these all puncture wounds?
Well, it was a pretty large knife, so it's really hard to call them puncture wounds. And they were definitely stabbings. And it has to be somebody that's pretty angry in order to stab 4 people to death.
I believe her confusion regarding incised versus puncture wounds could be attributed to the knife's size, shape, and the potential for lacerations and bruising resulting from the insertion of a large, jungle-style knife. Yeah. The professional terminology used in forensics to describe this situation would be a composite wound. This term encompasses the combination of incised, puncture, laceration, and bruising elements that can occur when a large knife is inserted or used in a particular manner.
Olivia Gonzalez isn't waiting for police. She's tracking down her own leads to find her sister Kaylee's killer.
We're not getting any answers, and we're not going to settle for that. Hi.
It was Olivia who found the potentially crucial video of her sister and Madison Mogen at a food truck just hours before they were murdered. She also tracked down their Uber driver.
I found neighbors' Ring camera footage so that I can...
That says a lot.
I think that you're going to have...
That says a lot when the family has to find video of their sibling or whatever. You know what I mean? Why didn't the cops find that?
I know. Do you know what I think? I think that the Gonsalveses were digging a little bit too deep for law enforcement's liking. And I think that put the pressure on to put anybody away that they could, because I think the truth is something completely different. And unless they put someone away, they were going to keep digging.
They should have kept digging.
To speak with the funeral home directors and the FBI and...
Ethan Chapin's father also issued a statement Wednesday calling on police to release further information about the case. The statement reads, quote, "The silence further compounds our family's agony after our son's murder. I urge officials to speak the truth, share what they know, find the assailant, and protect the greater community." For now, more questions than answers continue to plague the Moscow community.
No one would have ever imagined something slightly like this could happen in Moscow, Idaho, in such a small town.
I am told that these roommates are fully cooperating with the investigation, and while police have not labeled them as suspects, they are not ruling anyone out.
It's just so sad.
Brutal killings of 4 young University of Idaho students. Police say the victims, all members of Greek life on campus, appear to have been friends.
This video contains intense and potentially disturbing content that may be unsettling for some viewers. Viewer discretion is
Oh,
advised.
what did it do?
On November
Start over
16th.
here? The hell? Was it over? Did we miss something or something? Where were we?
We were.
Right about in here, right?
Oh, we didn't see that. Yeah, we didn't see that.
Okay, right here. I'll go. I don't know.
And camera footage so that I can verify that the Uber driver took her home.
She's also raising questions about why her sister called a young man named Jack multiple times the night she was slain.
At 2:26 a.m., Kaylee starts to call Jack. Kaylee calls Jack 6 times between 2:26 a.m. to 2:44 a.m.
If it was
Gosh,
them calling.
I give you a lot of credit. You're almost like a detective here, putting all the pieces together.
Can you tell us anything about that?
We love Jack. Absolutely love Jack. We stand behind Jack 1,000%. Jack was Kaylee's boyfriend for many years. They just recently broke up. There was no animosity at all. It was a breakup on Kaylee's point. It was not, they still talked every single day. Kaylee just thought that she needed a little break. They were on the mend of getting back together. Kaylee talked to Jack the whole time she was here for that week and a half.
One of her messages, one of her last messages, she reached out to Jack and said, Jack, get back to me. And he didn't. She goes, we share a dog together, which they did. She's like, you need to reach out to me. So
please come over. She was wanting Jack to come over. Jack is not, they're wasting their time with Jack. And Jack is just as distraught as we are. Jack is our family. Jack is 100%, 2,000% our family. And Jack is with us. And behind him 100%, we're supporting him, and we know in our heart and our minds and our souls, in the depths of our souls, Jack is hurting.
I know it's semantics, but my sisters got home at 1:56. It wasn't 1:45. I know it might not seem significant, but when we're looking for camera, when we're looking for dash footage, when we're looking for any of those things, I do feel it is valuable, and they did get home at 1:56. It was not 1:45.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. I questioned that too. I questioned it on Rory's show a few times.
Who donates a house?
To hide secrets.
For the first time in history, police packed up the victim's home. This happened immediately after the prosecution released the crime scene.
What was that?
To hide secrets.
Did you say something, Nelly?
I did,
Right.
Leah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
about the
donate-
house.
Is it because you're guilty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something funny. There's something funny there. I just you know, a couple of my videos, I don't know if you guys have seen them, but I said my hand and I showed 2 jacks and I said that's my hand and I'll stick by it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
mean,
know.
because you got to look at motive, right? You got to look at
Mhm.
motive. Here she dumped them, or they were separated. I don't think she wanted anything to do with him. She's moving to Texas. I think she's going to start her life over without him. That's my opinion, and I don't think he liked it. And young love, you know how that is. That's
Now he couldn't do that alone either. Do you think? I don't think anyone could have done this
No.
murder alone.
That's why I held up 2 jacks.
Oh.
Yeah. I do watch a little. If I could recommend an episode I watch, I do watch him occasionally, but he's a little bit of a creator who, once law enforcement have got the guy, he's another bootlicker. But before they had their guy, True Crime Rocket Science did an excellent video.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the video on Jack D?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
before they got Brian, it was, you know, he was really hitting the nail on the head there. I thought he took
Yeah,
a
he
few
was.
risks. Yeah.
Right.
But it
Right.
was very The motive.
I'll have to
was-
watch that again.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that again sometime too. I gotta
Yeah.
get going here pretty soon. After this is
Yeah,
over,
sure.
I gotta head
Okay.
out to a friend's house. But tonight, I don't know. See how it goes there. It's a Friday night, so I don't know what's gonna happen here. Yeah, that's crazy too.
Yeah.
What is happening at the residence tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, me and my command team and other individuals will be going in to box up personal belongings of the people that live there, and we're going to be getting those items back to the families. Well, at that point in time, we were ready to start that process, and then the court, like I said, someone from the court asked us to stop that process, so we did, and we'll continue to do as we're asked there, and we'll start the cleanup as soon as we can again.
Why would the court want that process stopped? Or
It could be many reasons. Could be for the defense counsel. Could be that they just want to hold it for a little bit.
so it will remain under guard. Should we refer to it as an active crime scene?
It's still our crime scene at this point, so yeah, it'll still be under security.
Okay. I think because of this community, it's a small community, is a fact. 7 weeks almost, all these internets. So we've had Hoodie Guy, we've had the Jacks under suspicion, we've had a professor under suspicion.
Up then me that will need to make those decisions, but I suppose that is a possibility.
Also, the house, the heat has had to stay on. I heard that it needs a new furnace, and I mean, who is footing the bill for keeping the heat on?
Honestly, I don't have an answer to that question.
In the shack, and you can see the security guard in there all day. There's also a porta potty for them as well, just to make sure that nobody trespasses on this property, nothing happens to it. I also want to show you, Julia, the growing memorial. This has been here from day one after this happened, but there are some new items. Dealing with graduation, these are students. Santa, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee were to graduate, and they received their degrees post-mortem. And this was there's a graduation bear there. This was something that was a big deal, especially for the victims' families.
I really can't explain it to you. It seems very commonsensical. What a privilege it is to the University of Idaho to be able to just demo the place and move on. That's not something the victims' families or even the community has the opportunity to do. But they've taken this stance where we want to know what you think, but then we don't really want to listen to what you think. If it doesn't agree with our line of what we want to do with the house. So it's beyond me, the Gonzalez family in particular, about why they're demoing the house, why they're moving so fast. I think we've expressed over and over again to them that it's important to just keep the house there just in case someone needs it. And then when the trial's over, do whatever you want with it.
Donation of $1 million from the state of Idaho. This infusion of funds, paired with the redirected department's yearly budget and a series of federal donations, was supposed to enhance their investigative power. Yet various reports have painted a picture of a department pushed to its limits, despite the financial bolstering. A notable turn of events occurred when the defense attorney, during one of her numerous motions, requested the court to mandate the prosecution to finalize the discovery process. She pointed out a significant discrepancy concerning the handling of police tips, which appeared to be haphazardly scattered across various files without any clear order.
It's an adjustment trying to get resources in place and then get a system that worked for everybody. The FBI got involved almost immediately. And the FBI, the Idaho State Police, and the Moscow Police Department all have a little bit different way of doing things. And that's okay, but when you're working collectively, you have to put a system in place that starts information flowing and you can handle it in a logical manner. So they were very, very good at helping us set up their virtual command post. And then once everything was in place, it became a very, very systematic method of processing the information that was coming in investigative and interview teams in the northern part of Idaho, the southern part of Idaho, the eastern part of Idaho, resources from the Salt Lake City FBI office, the Coeur d'Alene FBI office, analysts back in Virginia, and the number of people that have flown here or driven here from great distances to just lend their specialty to this investigation. We have the FBI's command post in our parking lot, and we hooked them up to Wi-Fi, and everything that they would normally do down in Salt Lake City, they're doing right here in our parking lot. So the team effort has been amazing. It's been overwhelming at times, but there are so many people with so much expertise. Somebody always steps up and takes the role that needs to be filled.
Idaho prosecutors have announced they intend to seek the death penalty against accused murderer Bryan Kohberger.
right.
Great video.
That's a good video. Very, very good video. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a sad story. It's just,
Yeah.
it gets me every time I see him, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I got to get going here, so I got to run to town and run to a friend's house. So
Thank you for the
it's been fun.
live.
It's kind of.
Thank you for
Oh yeah, no
having me.
problem. Not at all.
So yeah, I'll
no
see you
problem, man.
online,
I'm sorry
guys.
it took a while.
But not tonight.
Hopefully next time it won't take me so long to figure out.
Yeah, you got there in the end. Perseverance.
good.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
as Benny
Thank you,
Hill used to
Tommy.
say, learning all the time, learning all the time.
Yeah. Oh, great. Well,
All right.
see you.
Well, you gals have a good day and a great evening.
Thanks,
I may be
Tommy.
on later. So, yep.
Lovely to
All
see
right.
Yeah,
you all.
see if you can get
Love you,
together with
gals.
Roy and Sarge. Love you too.
Yeah, love you too. Yep. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.